where the first human is from. Africa. That's what the whole world believes. The reason is the Western world believes that. Whatever the fact the Western world comes forth with, note, the fact has to be embraced and propagated by the rest of the world by and large. The food we are eating, the clothes we are wearing, and the lives we are leading is totally filled up with the Western flavor and fragrance. Of course, it's a matter of globalization. I do subscribe to that fact, but the globalization is going only one-sided. But I'm utterly against the business-oriented research and market-driven scientific strides. If I say that the first human is from India and all his progeny spread across the globe, and India is the reason behind all the mankind on the surface of this planet, and the Western world says, nah, India is full of believers. Indians come up with an approach of communalism. India is a third world country full of second class citizens. Unfortunately or fortunately, yes it is. India is full of believers. India is a third world country full of second class citizens. But it has nothing to do with the truth, and nobody can deny the truth. The new age cutting edge technology is exploring each corner of the history with its true sense. Let's unveil the traces of the first human by straddling both the modern technology and Indian mythology. As you came this far, I know you definitely might have an understanding regarding archaeology, DNA technology, recombinant DNA technology, and radioactive carbon dating. Archaeology, the study of human activities in the past. During the 17th century, William Cunnington, an English archaeologist, he is the first person who done archaeological excavations in the history of humankind. With renowned achievements, he is being quoted as the father of archaeology. DNA technology, a chain-like structure which is possessed by each and every living cell. The nucleotides in the DNA, which stores the genetic information like growth, development, working mechanism, reproduction. Every damn thing is stored in the nucleotides. The DNA technology is far enough to study the remnants of ancient time creatures with the help of their remnants like teeth, bone, skull, and skeleton. Let's say if we found a teeth of an animal, which is more than enough to find the traces of that animal A to Z, with some bit of approximation for sure, because of the genetic material inside of that remnant, which allows us to perform n number of tests and trials to figure out the entirety of that creature. But what if the genetic material is absent inside the remnant? Of course, we have the highly sophisticated cutting edge technology. But it's too late. I want to quote something over here. Where the technology failed, the tactics may sail. And now the recombinant DNA technology kicks in, which is nothing but the genome producing technology. Here, artificially we are adding few basic elements to the incapable genetic material to get the genome sequences of that creature who had lost its genetic material in the course of timeline. Radiocarbon dating technology. It combines the genetic material from different sources and creates the new sequences. The Western version of first human. There are shitloads of narratives and interpretations about the first human in the Western mindscape. We will start off with our grandfather, Mr. Charles Darwin. According to Mr. Darwin, the mankind has incepted 2 lakh years ago. In other words, there is no human race before 2 lakh years ago. The evolution was started in Africa and spread across the world with 4 different varieties of human species as mass exodus. The Homo rudolfensis to Kenya, the Homo habilis to South Africa, Homo erectus to Asia, Homo neanderthals to Europe, but all those Western narratives were incompatible with each other any day. Currently, the number of population on this planet is 8.2 billion, but with a scientific approximation, the population at that time is hardly 2000 or even less. Hence, this is that much difficult to find the traces of the first human. As the number is just 2000 only, it's not that much big of a concern or a dilemma about how they got vanished. Whatever, the Western version of the first human and his migration from Africa is just bullshit. The Indian version of the first human. We'll start off with the Indian mythology. In Indian scriptures, Lord Brahma was the architect and he was accredited as the creator. If you are discussing about the creation, you need to address the creator. That's the minimum courtesy every now and then, here and there. Lord Brahma was a god in Indian scriptures on a superficial level. If you dig deep, he is not just a god. His godly figure is just a tip of the iceberg. He had so many facets and he is a freaking creator. The reason I quoted him as the freaking is he is not only created the humans, He created all the flora and fauna of the land and aquatic world. Even the fungus, bacteria, virus is just his creation with a purpose and a place. Just the creation is not the task anymore. The distinctive species with the distinctive traits, the distinctive genes, the distinctive digestive system, the distinctive respiratory system, the skin type, skeleton type, hair type, teeth type, everything is so unique on the place and just amazing. The most fascinating thing for me is the balancing. Yes, there has to be a balance. Just look at the food chain. The abundance of sunlight was eaten by the large number of plants for a greater ritual called photosynthesis. The large number of the plants were eaten by the small numbered goats, and the small numbered goats were eaten by the even small numbered tiger. This is called balancing. What if the ratio is reversed? The large number of the lion preying on the small number of antelope? No, it's a disaster. It's against the nature. One thing which is mind-blowing to me is the plants perform photosynthesis throughout the daylight. So, hunger is the major factor in balancing the food cycle. Am I sounding like a zoology professor? I'm a bloody backbencher. But kudos to the creator for the creation and balancing. Shout out for Lord Brahma. There are approximately 8.5 million species in the world, which is equivalent to the number of species mentioned in the Indian scriptures ages ago. According to the Indian scripture Padma Purana, Jalajanava Lakshani Tavara Laksha Vimsati Kramayorudra Sankhyaka Pakshinam Dasalakshanam Trimsalakshani Pashuhu Chaturlakshani Manushaha, which means there are totally 84 lakh species in the world. Among them, Jalaja, the aquatic world, holds about 9 lakh species. Savara, the immovable trees and plants, holds about 20 lakh species. Kramayorudra, the reptiles, holds about 11 lakh species. Pakshinam, the birds, hold about 10 lakh species. Pashuhu, the animals, hold about 30 lakh species. Manusha, the humans, hold about 4 lakh species. My gosh, there are 4 lakh species of humans in the world. I know very handful of species, maybe 4 or 5. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna stated that Atma, the soul, changes 8.4 million types of bodies cyclically as the way we do change our clothes. Where Darwin failed, there is not even a common ancestor between the humans and the apes. If we are actually from the apes, then why the apes are still existing today? Why didn't they evolve like us? I'm not saying that all the research of Mr. Darwin in the Gagapos Island is a sheer waste. There is something great about the humans. The human brain is incomparable with any other thing on this planet. In 2004, a scientist called Medspalu done vivid research on mitochondrial DNA technology and recombinant DNA technology around 50,000 human remains from various parts of the world. In his study, he discovered that all the Euro-Asian population tracing its origin from the mitochondrial DNA lineages M and N. The mitochondrial DNA lineages M and N were solely from India alone, not from any corner of the world. Now, he raised the question that if the first man is from Africa, the DNA lineages of African man L1, L2, L3, M and N were present in Africa only. The African man's DNA had no presence outside the Africa. If the first man is from Africa, then where is the African man's DNA lineages across the world? Therefore, the first man is not from Africa. But how could I tell with conviction that the first man is from India only? I will substantiate with the Narmada man. A man's skull was found in the Harthanora region of Madhya Pradesh, dating almost 3 lakhs years ago. This is the oldest skull in the history of humankind. In 2001, an archaeologist Rajendran found a baby skull in Odai region of Tamil Nadu, which dated around 2 lakh years ago. After a series of trials, both the skulls were matching with the DNA lineages M and N. The first man is from India, neither from apes nor from Africa. The Indian approach of first human. Are you keen to know the names of the first man and first woman on this planet? The swayambhuva Manu, the satarupa. They have started the progeny in India and it spread across the world. If you observe the Hindu cosmic timeline, there are totally 14 manvantaras in the Hindu cosmology. The first manvantara of the Hindu cosmology is named after the swayambhuva Manu as Swayambhuva Manvantara. The one mantra is lasting almost 71 Mahayugas. Let me paraphrase it for you. The one Manvantara is lasting about 30 crore 72 lakh 20,000 human years. If we look at the 14 Manvantaras, the Swayambhu followed by Swarochisha, Uttama, Tamasa, Raivata, Chakshuhu, Vaivasvata, Savarni, Daksha Savarni, Brahma Savarni, Dharma Savarni, Rudra Savarni, Deva Savarni, Indra Savarni. Currently, we are in the Vaivasvata Manvantara, which is the midway of the timeline. But my question here is, how many of us knew about the swayambhuva, Manu and satarupa? Just forgot about the foreigners. Even the Indians doesn't knew about them. The story of Swayambhuva, Manu and Satarupa, which is not like the regular story of Adam and Eve that you often came across. That's why I have given the scientific explication followed by the Indian mythological explanation. Anything regarding the world is so rooted with India, the Vishwaguru. Namaste.